Going 20 kilometers per hour, and my ESP is on, so the traction control and all that is on, but yes, it is a car where at 40 km/h or 50 km/h you can light up your ESP easily. Hi guys, back in 2006 I attended the KL IMS Motor Show back then, and one car particularly intrigued me. I remember I was with my friend, we were at a motor show, and then we stepped inside the car and then we play around with his cup holders. And that car's cup holder actually really gave me a good surprise on how Germans show off with their engineering. Now, what I have with me here is not that exact car, but a car that once really captures my attention because of the way it looks. Of course, the one that captured my attention back then was a CLS 350. Okay, I wasn't that picky back then. Now, you give me a CLS 350, I would say, no lah, it's too boring, too slow. So this guy here is different. This is a V8 compressor. This is the CLS 55 AMG. Alright, this is the baller Mercedes-Benzes of yore. Okay, you see the tire marks there? Let me show you. Can you see the tire marks there? Yeah, we were just trying to do a lane change. And created the tire marks there. This is, yeah, the car that started the sedan coupe styling, I would say. I wouldn't say they started it. Actually, the Japanese were way earlier. The 4-door Integras, the 4-door Skyline R34s. Those guys were earlier, but Japanese, like all Japanese, they can't really market the stuff that they do. But when Mercedes did it, it really started something. They call it a coupe because it has a coupe body line. Look at that. And it's still beautiful until today. Frameless doors, and I would say this template is now copied by the 6 Series Grand Coupe, the Panamera, the Rapide, and all that. It all started from this car. Okay, let's go in. I am 5'11". I'll turn you around. Now, you may see that it's quite compact here. It is because cars of 10 years ago, they weren't as large. But is it still comfortable? Yes, it is. Even with the sloping roof line, I still have about one finger left. So I would say this car, even now, it is still more spacious than a Jaguar XE. It is still more spacious than a Jaguar XE because I have some knee room. I have a full length bench. This bench here is full length. Okay, and I still have headroom. It's not that my head is lodged against something. Okay, and let's pull down the armrest. Yeah, it's quite comfortable at the back here. I wouldn't say it's towards the extent whereby I can stretch my legs or whatever, but I feel adequate. Okay. Every time I film here, the mosquito's gonna fly in. Sorry for that. Okay, and everything is here, the user manual and all that. Now, why do I review this car? Because this owner wanted to sell his car. Okay, and he asked if I would like to feature it. Hell yes, because it's a CLS 55 AMG. So yeah, let me turn you around. Sorry for that. Okay, show you this part here. There is a lot of things in this car that moves. Okay, look at this. Oops, this moves. Okay. And what else? Oh, this is really nice. It's carpeted inside here. And you know, a lot of CLS, if you want to buy a lot CLS, right, you have to take note. A lot of them, right, this part here has cracked. Why? They have children at the back, and children will step on it and then they break. Okay, but this one is pristine. The condition of this car is superb. This moves. Yep, that's the ashtray. And I like the ergonomics of this car because everything feels very, very comfortable. There's nothing that juts out and all that. I find that the interior build is superbly high quality. Yep. Very, very nice. It's carpeted inside here. Thickly carpeted. And these leather are really high quality stuff. I think this might be exclusive to the AMG version, because if I'm not wrong, this car should be about R1 million back then. Yeah. Let's go to the front seats. Oh, I love frameless doors, man. Frameless doors are the shitsness. Okay. Now, this was an era where satin chrome hasn't been invented yet. So proper chrome is still the thing to go. Now, chrome is actually high quality metal that is polished until this manner. So these guys don't feel low rent. They don't feel like the I would say the Japanese car chrome. Even this thing here, it feels like metal. It feels proper metal. These are proper chrome stuff, not the you know, the cars from the 1950s, 1930s. They have a lot of chrome bits. Yeah, but now the satin chrome, the one that is matte finish, is more popular. Okay, let's. I think I should just hop into the driver's seat. Yep. Oops. Yeah. Sorry, my DJI Osmo is acting up a bit. Let's close the door. Harman Kardon speakers. And let's start the car, shall we? Oh, look at that. That is the largest clock I've ever seen. Whew. Let me lower the air volume. Yep. Everything works. This car is in pristine condition. Okay, even this wood paneling, wow, beautiful. These are real stuffs, huh? This is a proper Mercedes-Benz V8 compressor. So this car is pulling immense power, but fuel consumption is not super bad. I think it's still comparable to my Audi S4, which is a guzzler. Okay, what are interesting about this car? This thing moves. Let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. Is there a more glamorous way of loading your CDs? Let's close it back. Woohoo! Look at that. It's beautiful. And you know what I like about this? Look at this. This is the ESP button. Okay? If I turn it off, you will see a triangle sign here. Now, as you see my finger leave the screen, I just need to press it once and it's off. There's no such thing as you wait for 5 seconds and all that. Nope, none of that nonsense. You want the tail to go out, you press, you go out. Alright? Look at the seats. I've never really sat in a car of this size with seats of this size. It is immense. It is huge. This is from the era whereby seat comfort is more important than how the seat looks like. Look at all the new cars that they have really slim upper shoulder part, but this guy is not. It is properly bolstered left and right, and these are super high quality Napa leather, Alcantara, and perforated leather over here. Okay, as mentioned in one of my previous videos, if you see perforated leathers whereby the perforation is circles, those are the cheaper type. Squares, the more expensive type. Okay, the whole dashboard is wrapped in leather as well, because this is an AMG and it has a huge clock for people who likes huge clock. Yeah, huge clock. You get me? Huge clock. Yep. So how does the car sound? I'm not sure. Let me press the throttle for a bit. Oh, I like what I'm listening. I really like it. And how do I do this? That's the sound of the air-conditioned seats. Now, this is the first generation whereby the center console can open like that, either way. So it's a bit thick. Nonetheless, oh, it's cool in here. It's chill. There's aircon running through, and look at this rubber gasket. So it's actually airtight inside here, and you get to open both ways. Yep. So I guess this is the chiller, where you can put your phone in and your phone can chill. Now, when the CLS debuted, it has an amazing cup holder. But unfortunately, that thing doesn't really last. So it became a smart tag holder. Yeah. Which is good because it's a multi-purpose compartment now. But that also means this car doesn't have cup holders. Yep, there are no cup holders in here. Okay, I think the whole car is just, it feels special. I really like this car. And you know how much the owner is willing to let go of this car now? Okay, 150,000 ringgit. Yes, I'm not joking. It's only 150,000 ringgit. Okay, let's see the boot. How do I open the boot? I have no idea how to open the boot. Okay, it pops right up. That's the spare wheel there. Everything is super. Oh, the boot is huge. The boot is huge. And it's spring loaded. So it's very lightweight. To open and close is super lightweight. Okay. This is a proper AMG. 555 plate, very nice. Look at this AMG exhausts. Yeah, proper stuff's here. Let's pop the hood. I rarely pop the hood of any car that I review because there's pretty much nothing to look at most of the time. Could be on the left side. Let me check. Where's the hood popper? It's over here. Alright. Nice wheels. Oh, see? A proper engineered car doesn't need hoods. Oh my god. Now this is worth popping up. Now a lot of you ask me why I never pop the hood, right? Come on, those stupid 4-cylinder engines, I pop the hood for what? Right? Look at this boy here. V8 supercharger in the middle, and it looks like a proper space shuttle. This is worth popping the hood. And look at it, it's almost symmetrical. It's dead center symmetrical. Damn. This is proper engineering. Oh! And look at the wiper. This is that type of wiper where until the very top it's sort of squeezed down a bit. Why? Because Mercedes engineered it in a way that it can swipe. Oops. That is able to swipe all the way up here without leaving any spots untouched. So this is proper Mercedes engineering back then. Okay, I see some sensors here, but I'm not sure what they are for. But for my guess, back in 2006, maybe it's automatic headlamps or automatic wipers. No Distronic Plus and all that during that era. So it's nice and clean. This car is properly maintained. From the looks of it, right? It's someone who knows cars, someone who likes cars, and someone who knows his shit. Okay? And given that this car has never been in an accident before, he's a proper driver. Let's put it that way, He's a proper driver, because you give anyone this car behind the wheel of a car that is putting so much power. So this is pretty nice. Now, shall I go for a drive? Do you like this car? I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I put it this way. It's 150,000, and from what I know, if your documents are healthy enough, you can still get a loan. Now, if you get a loan that goes up to 130,000, you're gonna put in 20,000 for a car like that, a CLS 55 AMG, and then you can join. You can do a lot of stuffs with this car. All right, you can impress a lot of people. You can scare a lot of people. If I'm buying this car, right, I will remove the badges. I will just remove the badges and give people a good shock. Yeah. Let's go for a drive.
How you gonna take a...
Alright, now I'm gonna drive a monster. Or the monster's gonna drive me. Because oh my god. What the... Now, first impression. This car is from 10 years ago, alright? It's from 2006. And back then, cars weren't that big. So the interior compartment, the space that I get to enjoy here is not much larger than a current Audi A4. However, being a car from that generation, and given that in that generation this car is a relatively big car, its steering wheel is quite big as well. It is about 1 inch more than what it should be. for this cabin. But big steering wheels means you can rest your arms, and it's pretty comfortable. And oh my god, Mercedes V8s, they are no joke. They are no joke. All right. Now, as I mentioned, the owner wants to sell this car for 150,000, only 150,000, and it is so well kept. Everything is pristine. The only thing I can manage is I can observe is one of the oh, there's a Mercedes behind me. Is one of the K badges dropping off. That's all I saw. Other than that, this car is perfect. And sorry, I was a bit distracted just now because that W124 is trying to keep up with me. And whoa, what can I say? It's very comfortable, okay, and it's super duper talky, and I like the way it sounds, and I like its you know, let's put it this way, there's a cycle to how Mercedes or German car makers think. Back then, the high powered versions, the old M5, I don't mean the E60, I mean the E39, even this CLS 55 back then, right? They have huge engine up front, but their cars are not as crazy, sprung, you know, hard suspension, bong, 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 bong. They're not like that because they weren't like that. And then came the whole Burger King ring or whatever time and all that, and everyone needs to make their cars to have a good ring time, okay? And that's when cars went super stiffy. I mean, they are very uncomfortable. And then after that, suspension technology advanced, and then they have, you know, all the sport, comfort, soft, hard, all those coming in. So this guy, it was from that era, and it just about matches the new range, because if you go into a new generation 63, when you put it in comfort mode, it feels exactly like this. The car is a bit wafty, right? Not in an uncontrollable manner, but you have a huge engine up front. So that's how it feels like. And I like it. I like the fact that this car is not like, you know, super hard suspension and all that. It's very nice. And this is sort of the first time where I get intimidated by a four-door car. Because most of the time, you give me a Panamera or whatever, right? I'll just whack the throttle and I'll just go. But somehow, the way this car sounds, the reputation it has, the imagery that is in my mind of it burning its rear wheels and all that, right? Sort of like a monster. I know it's not something that I can be careless with. And of course, I'm in the neighborhoods. I don't want to leave tire tracks on someone else's kids. So yeah, okay, I've inevitably got to a place where there's a bit of traffic, and I'll see where I can go. If I own this car, right, I think I will just switch off the ESP if there's no rain, because just now I was just accelerating half throttle. I can feel the tail wriggling about. It's fun. It's fun. Oh my god. Not only the torque is immediate, it comes in a way that you welcomes it. You sort of anticipate, okay, let's make me lose control. But it's not scary to drive. You can just drive normal, like a normal car, on your ESP and lightly prod your throttle, and the car just goes. You never at any point in time where you feel the need for more power, because the moment you go at it, right, oh my god, the way it sounds is crazy. It's comfortable. It is supremely comfortable. The way the suspension works is very, very comfortable. At the rear are air shocks, the fronts are coil, and I think it's a very, very soothing, a very comfortable car to drive. And I like this classic interior as well. I mean, it's not like it's classic, but it's not the modern glitzy type of interior. Every surface that I touch, right, is very, very high quality. And I have to say, right, certain parts feel better even though they don't look as good on paper or on photos as the new generation Mercs, right? But it's very well built. The interior quality is really up there. I like it a lot. And of course, you can't compare the infotainment system now because it's already old. But damn, I still keep looking at the huge steering wheel. Every time I turn, I'm like, wow, that's big. Oh, I need to get out of here. I really need to get out of here. I don't know if you can see the ESP warning button, but all it takes is just one press and it's off, one press and it's on. It's like an on-off button. It's like your volume control knob where, you know, radio, no radio, radio, no radio, and this one is Mercedes or murderer. Mercedes or murderer. It's a bit scary. That's a straight road. Now, it doesn't pull like a turbocharged car, okay, but there's no turbo lag either. There's no anticipation of the big gush of push coming out from behind. All it does is just go. Zero hesitation and just all brunt. And is it a bad handling car? No. But the brakes, by modern car standards, it may not be choppy, but it's feelsome. But I wouldn't say it is the most grippy brakes, but it's alright, it's manageable. This is a car where the brake pedal is more manageable than the throttle pedal. And that's part of the beauty. Oh my god. Let me show you something. Going 20 kilometers per hour and my ESP is on. So the traction control and all that is on, but yes, it is a car where at 40 km/h or 50 km/h you can light up your ESP easily. So here I am. I can tick off another cars to drive bucket list because I really like this car since I saw it more than 10 years ago. And this is a pristine example. I'm not doing some ridiculous hooning, alright, just lighting up the ESP just to make sure the ESP lights are working, okay? And it's only 71,000 km in terms of mileage, alright? And I don't hear a single squeak, I don't hear any knocking noise, racketing stuffs or whatever. Everything is perfect in this car. So if you want a car that is not so assuming, you look at all the new generation M cars or RS or AMGs, right? They all look like they all look like they crash into a brother's body kit shop and then they drive back out, right? All of them has bits and pieces stuck everywhere. Well, it's the new design language, right? They all are very aggressive looking. But this era is where sleepers are murdering people on the highways without them knowing it, because they look unassuming. They still look very classy. You can still turn up at your girlfriend's father's house without looking like you're a gangster or something, right? It still looks very classy. And then you have all the grunts, all the power you need, all the comfort you want. And seriously, for 150,000, again, I'm gonna say this car is so good, it's worth buying and then not buying insurance at all. Be hell with it. Because road tax and all that, right? Of course, you know, Malaysians, we have our jalan, huh? But still, seriously, 100 over 1,000 for this, and you can still get a loan for it. This is a very comfortable toy that you can have fun with. And everything is brilliant. The whole car is pristine. Yep. I'm glad I drove it.